I was driving down the road one afternoon and I saw a flash in front of me, and the flash had pictures. The first picture was a person on a podium, uh, being embraced and encouraged, and the crowd was just going wild. That this person must have been preaching the word or doing something, and the persons were showing their approval. They were clapping, they were nodding, they were smiling. Everybody was so happy. The speaker was happy, the people were happy, and this was just awesome. They were looking at the person with adoration. It was a joyous, very nice picture. It was a very inviting, calming image to look at as I was driving down the road. It just flashed across my face and I saw it. And I was like, wow. Then the voice of the Lord said to me, a lot of people think that this is approval. And I'll leave the image over here so you can look at it because I want you to contrast it. And then shortly, I see a picture of a bloody Christ carrying the cross, carrying the cross. And he said, this is actually what approval looks like. Approval will cost you. Approval will give you rejection. Approval will cause you to be ridiculed. Approval will cost you so much. Every single person in scripture that was approved by God, they were beaten, killed, sought after, mocked, monitored. There was so much evil that went into these people. Every single person that was approved in scripture, they did not last long, so to speak, because darkness hates light. This is why the road is narrow, because in order for you to be approved by God, you have to be okay with being rejected by men. When God has a hold of your life, you will be misunderstood. You have to have a grasp over your emotions. You have to understand to what you are called. This is why we have to ensure that we are following Christ for the right reasons and not for the fish and the bread. We have to ensure that we slay the fear of man. The fear of man will cause you to people please. It may not be someone that you see on a regular day, like a regular layman, but it might be in your peers. Is there someone that you look up to that you want to please? Because that person will mold you into something that Christ did not make. Approval is not so much looking like applause and smiles, it more looks like spitting and hanging. It looks more like crucifixion. It looks like being in the wilderness. It looks like being monitored. It looks like being mocked. It looks like being talked about. It looks like beards being ripped out. It looks like being broken. It looks like being in disdain. The Bible calls Christ a man of sorrows. God left a warning for us. He said that if the world hates you, it hated me first. And then he said the student cannot be greater than their master or their teacher. Think about all of what Christ is saying to you. You have to come to the conclusion that if you're going to not be conformed to the world, a lot of people will be offended. If you're not going to be conformed to the way things have always been done, you're going to be mocked and targeted. If you're not going to conform to the patterns and the systems, you are going to be ostracized. You are going to be criticized. You are going to be rejected. But Christ also says, be of good cheer because I've already overcome all of that. What does that mean? God gave us the ability to overcome. He said, to the ones that overcome, I will give him a crown. It means you have to grin and bear it. It means that when these things come, it is telling you that you're approved. If you're doing it, if you're going through these things for righteousness' sake, if you're going through this because you're following as God has left his instructions for you, if you're following his voice, if you are blameless before God and man, and you're going through these things, know that it is because you are chosen. Darkness will never like light. And that's okay because you are saved to him. He said he saved you to himself. I want you to look at these two pictures and know the difference. And I want it to reframe your mind right now. I want it to reframe your mind. You're not called to frolic in the garden or frolic in the park. You're called into a war between two seeds. And from Genesis, the seed of the righteous have always suffered murder at the hands of the seed of the evil one, because Cain did kill Abel. Why? Because his own deeds were evil. When you challenge things in people, they won't like it. People want to feel comfortable in their sin and their compromise. The minute you begin to see them, you don't even have to say anything, just behave differently. All of a sudden, you will attract all types of hate. When you fear God, you won't even care about what man will have to say. We have to get to the place where we fix our eyes on the prize to hear, well done,